Kitten is thrilled about his trip to China because he's a big fan of food. While a girl is preparing some delicious noodles, the kitten spots her, rushes over, and orders a bowl. The kind girl serves him the noodles, and the kitten thoroughly enjoys them. Next, the kitten notices a man making soup, so he runs over to him. However, the wicked man adds mice to the soup. The kitten pays for the soup, grabs a hot bowl, and begins sipping. He's horrified when he discovers a mouse in his soup. Shocked, he drops the bowl, but it's too late. Soon, the kitten starts feeling sharp stomach pain, and an ambulance rushes him to the hospital. His condition is critical. To make matters worse, his belly swells, and several mice can be seen moving underneath his fur. In immense pain, the kitten screams for help. The doctors quickly decide to operate, cutting open his belly to remove the mice. After successfully removing all the mice and stitching him up, the kitten is finally all right. The kitten is excited today because of science class, and the teacher plans to conduct an experiment on a spider. Sitting eagerly in class, the kitten watches as the teacher gestures toward a black spider trapped inside a glass jar. Disaster strikes when the spider shatters the glass and scurries into the kitten's backpack, hiding inside. When the school bell rings, the kitten waves goodbye to his friends and heads home, unaware of the lurking danger. Later, as he studies for his test, the spider silently crawls out of the bag, climbs onto him, and bites his head. The kitten wails in pain, prompting his mommy to call an ambulance. They rush to the hospital as his cries continue. Suddenly, to everyone's horror, spider legs begin sprouting from the kitten's body. The doctors stare in shock as he undergoes a terrifying transformation. The kitten mutates into a monstrous spider creature, sending the hospital staff into a frenzy as they flee in terror. Mommy Cat arrives in a panic, only to freeze in disbelief at the monstrous sight. Without hesitation, she grabs a bottle of green chemical antidote and sprays it on him. And just like that, magic! The kitten returns to normal. Mommy Cat pulls her little one into a tight embrace, relieved beyond. Kitty is thrilled about going to school, but on her way, she comes across a candy stall. Excited and curious, she dashes toward it. At the stall, a cunning black cat is secretly making mysterious candies, slyly mixing in lizards. The sight is absolutely terrifying. Kitty politely requests a pink candy, but the devious black cat tempts her with a special black one instead. Unaware of the lurking danger, Kitty takes the black candy and eagerly takes a bite. Disaster strikes. Kitty cries out in pain and fear. An ambulance arrives and rushes her to the hospital, where the doctor is left in shock by a bizarre revelation. To everyone's horror, Kitty undergoes a terrifying transformation. She morphs into a monstrous giant lizard, unleashing chaos and destruction. The armed forces are called in to stop the rampage, but amid the turmoil, the helpless little kitty meets a tragic end. Her mother is devastated. Her heart shattered as she mourns her beloved child. Kitten is thrilled about his upcoming plane trip, eagerly packing his luggage while Chucky waits for him at the airport. Kitten's excitement reaches a peak when he spots his best friend and the two exchange tickets with wide smiles. However, unbeknownst to them, the armed forces are loading hazardous chemicals onto the same plane that Kitten and Chucky will soon board. Everything seems set for their adventure, as both friends are filled with anticipation, and the plane is ready for takeoff. But fate has other plans. While airborne, a flock of birds collides with the plane's engine, causing it to malfunction. Kitten screams as the plane shakes uncontrollably, and the situation worsens. When the hazardous chemicals spill into the cabin, the toxic fumes quickly fill the plane, turning the passengers into zombies. Kitten and Chucky are now trapped, trying to escape the growing threat as zombies close in on them. In a shocking twist, even the plane transforms into a monstrous zombie plane, pursuing them as they leap from the aircraft onto the runway. Just as hope seems lost, the armed forces arrive, launching an assault on the terrifying creature and rescuing Kitten and Chucky. As the kitten strolled down the street, she spotted an ice cream shop and decided to step inside. She eagerly requested an ice cream, and the vendor handed it to her. Excitedly enjoying her treat as she left the shop, the ice cream suddenly slipped from her paws and tumbled to the ground. Though it had gotten dirty, she picked it up and continued licking it. Moments later, a severe stomach ache struck her, the contaminated ice cream having introduced a dangerous virus into her system. Her belly swelled unnaturally. Onlookers quickly called for an ambulance, rushed to the hospital. The kitten whimpered in pain, clutching her stomach. Doctors were horrified to find an octopus virus rapidly spreading inside her and immediately began surgery. However, the virus took control, triggering a monstrous transformation. The once adorable kitten became a terrifying creature, unleashing chaos as people ran in terror. The police intervened and eventually managed to subdue the monster. Sadly, the kitten did not survive, leaving her mother heartbroken in sorrow.